Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the Yahoo Finance Stock Summary page, and basically what I'm going to be doing is going through all the different terms on that page and giving you a brief description about what they mean and what purpose they serve. This video is very much a stock market for beginners video, but if you are intermediate, you might pick up a few things as well. So if that is something you're interested in, make sure you hit that like button down below, and without saying anything else, let's get into it. All right, so what we have here is the Yahoo Finance homepage. So this is what you're going to see the first time that you navigate to finance.yahoo.com. So what we're going to do in this video is actually search for a stock and view its summary page. So for example, let's use Apple as the demo stock. In this video, the ticker for Apple is AAPL. You can also just type in Apple and it should come up. You will see it at the top here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And what that is going to do is bring up Apple's stock summary page, as you can see. And this is what we're going to be talking through in this video and taking you through every single thing down the bottom there, and just talking through each one of those. And let's get straight into it. And let's start right up the top here with the actual name of the company. Of course, it's Apple Incorporated. And then to the right of it, you have the ticker symbol. So every single stock has a ticker symbol. And in this case, it is AAPL, which is Apple. Below that, you have the stock market that Apple is located on. In this case, it is the NASDAQ. You may also see maybe the London Stock Exchange or the New York Stock Exchange. These are all different markets that the different stocks are based on. And then to the right, you can see what currency that this stock is based in. And obviously, in this case, it is US dollars. Below that, you can actually see this changing every single second. This is the current price of the Apple stock right now. So at the time of filming this, it is 2:53 p.m. Eastern time, and the stock market is currently open. So this stock is being actively traded throughout the day. So what you can see in the black writing is the current price of the stock. What you can see in the little red writing here is how much this stock is either up or down for the day. So in this case, it's hovering around $1.98 down. And then to the right of that is the percentage it is either up or down. And as you can see, it's hovering between 154 and 153% down. What you can see below that is the real time that we are viewing this and whether the market is open or closed. In this case, obviously, like I just mentioned, the market is currently open. But when the market is closed, what you will see is something a little bit different, and you will see the after hours trading prices. And I'll just throw a screenshot up on the screen just for you to see an example of the difference there. But moving downwards, this is where we're getting into the meat of this video and all of these different terms. So what I'm going to do is go through each of these, and I'm going to do this very much for beginners. So starting off with the first one here, it is the previous close. So basically, this is the price that the stock closed or finished on the previous trading day. So for example, I'm filming this on a Monday. The last time the stock market was open was Friday, and at the last second of the market open hours, it finished at $127.45. Next up is the open price. So this is basically the price that the stock opened up at 9:30 this morning in America, 2:30 if you're watching this from the UK. And one thing you're maybe thinking is, how come the stock closed at $127.45 but opened up lower? This is very much because of the after hours trading that takes place, which I was talking about a second ago. That is very much advanced, and I don't expect any beginner to do any after hours trading, so I'll leave that one for another video. Moving down here, this is the bid and the ask. This is very much an intermediate to advanced thing that you need to be thinking about. You very much don't need to think too much about this if you are just a beginner looking to read these charts. So I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video. Next up is the day's range. So this is a really simple thing to understand. This is basically the range that this stock has traded at today. So as you can see here, $125.17 is the lowest that the stock has been to today, and $126.92 is the highest this stock has been to today. So in between, it's been trading in between these two numbers. If this number here was to go below below this figure here, it would then update, but it hasn't done so far. So at least recording this video, so it's going to stay the same. The 52-week range is very much the same as the days range, but is based over 52 weeks, so 1 year. And as you can see, the lowest that this stock has been in a 1 year range is $77.58, and the highest it's been is $145.09. So just looking at this, when looking to analyze stocks, one thing that you can probably look at and think about is this stock is actually a little bit way off the all-time high for the 52-week range. It's trading somewhere in between the middle of that, so that is something that you could potentially think about when analyzing a stock as a beginner. Next up is the volume tab, and basically all this means is how many shares have been bought and sold of this company in one day. And as you can see, Apple is very much a popular company, and there has been 53,390,000, well, it's just changing constantly. You get the point. There's been about 53 million shares bought and sold from this company today. Obviously we're not finished yet, which is why you can see it constantly going up. And what it says below it is the average volume, and basically all this is the average amount of times shares have been bought and sold in one day, and that is sat at 104 million-ish. And what you can probably represent here is we've got about 40 minutes left of the trading day, and we're only half of the average volume. So this tells me that today has been quite a quiet day in the stock market. So that is the volume and the average volume. Moving up here, this is the market cap, and basically the market cap means the value of this company. In this case, it is 2.094 trillion, which is quite a lot. I believe Apple is the highest valued company in the world at the moment. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And basically the way that you work out the market cap or the value of a company is the price of the share times by how many shares are being held in that company, and that is how you find out the market cap. Moving on to the beta 5-year monthly, this is very much an intermediate term and one that I don't believe is very necessary for beginners just starting to work out how to read these figures and stuff like that. But moving on to something that I think is quite important is the PE ratio for the trailing 12 months. And the PE part of this stands for price to earnings, so price to earnings ratio. And basically the price to earnings ratio is the relationship between a company's stock price and the earnings per share. This is a really good metric when you actually start getting into stocks to look at, because this is how you can really determine a value of a company. For example, the lower the PE ratio there is, obviously the more earnings that they make per the price of the share, making it a more valuable company. I'll get into more about PE ratios in future videos, but this is a really important metric that a lot of investors take a look at when they come to determining the value of a stock, whether they think the stock is overpriced, underpriced, or just sitting about right. Next up is the EPS ratio for the trailing 12 months, and this basically stands for earnings per share. And basically what this means is how much net income the company makes compared to its share price. So this is another really interesting metric that you can follow when trying to work out whether a stock is a good buy or not. This is something that I'm definitely going to talk about a lot more in the future, because I look closely at this when I'm looking at my stocks. But this is a number that you want to be seeing going up in the future rather than going down like the PE ratio, because obviously the more it goes up, the more earnings they actually earn per share that you have. So this is a really interesting one, and I'll definitely make some more videos on this in the future. Next up is the earnings date. So if you are a public company that is listed on a stock market, it is the legal right of yourself to actually report your earnings every single quarter, so that people like investors like us can have access to that information, and we can decide whether we want to invest in that stock or not. And basically what Apple have to provide to the public is a rough earnings date as to when they think they're going to be able to report their next earnings. So what they have given there is their next earning date is going to be anything between the 27th of July 2021 and the 1st of August 2021. So these are really good and interesting calls that you can tune into. You can actually head to the company's company's homepage and scroll down to the bottom, you will see the investor relations page, and what that will actually give you access to is all of the previous live streams that they have done where they have reported their earnings. So it might be worth going ahead and checking that out. But one thing you can do on the date of the earnings, which will be confirmed nearer the time, you can tune in and actually watch this or listen to this live. So that's a really interesting thing to check out. Next up is the forward dividend and yield. So basically all this means is how much did Apple pay out in dividends last time. So in this case it's 0.69%. So if we took this share here of $125.75 at the moment, and the dividends were being paid out on that share price, for every share that you hold of this company, you would get 0.69% of that figure. So it doesn't sound like much, but a lot of people hold a lot of shares in Apple, and over time this can really add up. So it's a really interesting figure to work out. And just the 0.88 there, that is the actual figure of the stock price that was paid out. So 0.88 cents per share. Next up is the ex-dividend date, and basically all this means is this is the date that you have to be invested into that company for to be able to receive the dividend on the next dividend payout. So for example, if you were to invest into Apple on the 5th of May 2021, you would receive the next dividend payment. But if you were to invest in it on the 7th of May, you wouldn't. You'd have to wait until the next quarter. So that's a really interesting figure to know if you are potentially looking to invest in a company around the deadline. You may want to obviously do it before so you get that dividend. The last thing on this page is the 1-year target estimate. Now I think, and I actually recommend nobody to ever listen to this estimate here. This is basically what they have got from different analysts, and to be frank, never listen to this number. It's just a made up number in my opinion, but some people may have other opinions on that, but I would very much not pay attention to this. Moving on from there, and the last thing that we need to look at is the chart. So basically the chart, you can see the stock price over a certain period of time. As you can see on this one, we are on the 1D, which stands for 1 day, and this basically isn't all the way finished yet because we are currently trading, and as you're watching this you may see this move up and down at the moment. This black dot here represents where we actually are in the day, and you can go all the way back to the start of the day at 9:30 when the stock market opened. You can also switch this to the 5-day chart so you can see what the stock has done over the past 5 days. You can change it to the 1-month chart so you can see what it's done over the last month. As you can see, we've seen a little bit of a dip in Apple over the last month, so this is a really useful thing when it comes to deciding when the right time is to go into a stock. You can take a look at the 6-month chart. You can take it the year to date, so basically from January to now, and as you can see once again, by the way, red basically represents that it is currently down overall, which you can work out anyway, and green obviously means that it is up overall. And if I switch onto the year chart, you can see that over the past 365 days this chart is up, this stock is actually currently up. And we can go even further out to the 5-year, and then if we take a look at the max, you can see how well this stock has done since it has been made public. So yeah, that is basically the Yahoo Finance Summary page. I hope it's been useful for you. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm more than happy to go into some of these tabs. I use quite a lot of these, especially the statistics and the financials page, where you can, if I click on it, you can see the income statement and the balance sheet of a company. I'll definitely be making videos on this in the future, but if you wanted to see videos on some of the other things as well, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below and I will get that sorted for you guys. I hope you found this video useful. I hope it gave you a rough idea on how to start looking at the summary page of Yahoo Finance. I use this every single day when checking up on my own personal stocks and potential stocks that I'm looking to invest in, and it's something that I think could be really helpful for you guys as well if you are first getting started in your investing journey. So yeah, hit a like on the video if you found it useful, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.